Hello and welcome back to A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We are on lesson 79. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Okay. A problem cannot be solved if you do not know what it is. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the problem because you will not recognize that it has been solved. This is the situation of the world. The problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. Yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized.
Everyone in this world seems to have his own special problems. Yet they are all the same and must be recognized as one if the one solution that solves them all is to be accepted. Who can see that a problem has been solved if he thinks the problem is something else? Even if he is given the answer, he cannot see its relevance.
That is the position in which you find yourself now. You have the answer, but you are still uncertain about what the problem is. A long series of different problems seem to confront you, and as one is settled, the next one and the next arise. There seems to be no end to them. There's no time in which you feel completely free of problems and at peace.
The temptation to regard problems as many is the temptation to keep the problem of separation unsolved. The world seems to present you with a vast number of problems, each requiring a different answer. This perception places you in a position in which your problem solving must be inadequate and failure is inevitable.
No one could solve all the problems the world appears to hold. They seem to be on so many levels, in such varying forms, and with such varied content that they confront you with an impossible situation. Dismay and depression are inevitable as you regard them. Some spring up unexpectedly just as you think you have solved the previous one. Others remain unsolved under a cloud of denial and rise to haunt you from time to time, only to be hidden again, but still unsolved.
All this complexity is but a desperate attempt not to recognize the problem and therefore not to let it be resolved. If you could recognize that your only problem is separation, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer because you would see its relevance. Perceiving the underlying constancy in all the problems that seem to confront you, you would understand that you have the means to solve them all, and you would use the means because you recognize the problem.
In our longer practice periods today, we will ask what the problem is and what is the answer to it. We will not assume that we already know. We will try to free our minds of all the many different kinds of problems we think we have. We will try to realize that we only have one problem, which we have failed to recognize. We will ask what it is and wait for the answer. We will be told. Then we will ask for the solution to it, and we will be told.
The exercises for today will be successful to the extent to which you do not insist on defining the problem. Perhaps you will not succeed in letting all your preconceived notions go, but that is not necessary. All that is necessary is to entertain some doubt about the reality of your version of what your problems are. You are trying to recognize that you have been given the answer by recognizing the problem, so that the problem and the answer can be brought together and you can be at peace.
The shorter practice periods for today will not be set by time, but by need. You will see many problems today, each one calling for an answer. Our efforts will be directed towards recognizing that there is only one problem and one answer. In this recognition are all problems solved. In this recognition, there is peace.
Be not deceived by the form of problems today. Whenever any difficulty seems to arise, to rise, tell yourself quickly, let me recognize this problem so it can be solved. Then try to suspend all judgment about what the problem is. If possible, close your eyes for a moment and ask what it is. You will be heard and you will be answered. Oh, it's very abstract. It doesn't really tell
So,
you what the problem, like the problem it says is separation, right?
yes, and number one, the problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. Yet
Right.
the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. So we need to recognize that
Okay.
separation is our problem.
Yeah. And which is really interesting because whenever I feel a sense of separation, I feel a sense of futility. Like that activity is not going to be a solution for what my problem is. Like I think, okay, well, I'll just do that activity over there and then my problem will be solved.
Right?
Or I will try to form a connection with that person and then my problem will be solved. So I keep thinking that the problem is separation.
Yeah,
Like I'm not getting my needs met or something. And I think
right.
that the problem is that I'm not getting my needs met from something. Like
Yeah,
something in the world has to meet my needs.
yes. Something out there.
And it's like I've been really going deep about relationships. Like, why do I even get into a relationship? Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
If if my it's like the I always think the solution is connection. That's what like I've come to a conclusion. Okay, connection is the answer.
yeah,
Thing is, I don't even know what that means
right.
sometimes because like I joined the Zoom call group because I feel a sense of connection with the Course in Miracles, like learning who I am,
Yeah,
remembering who I am. That feels good to me.
yeah,
And then when I join a group or I do something else, it my mind goes towards the group. Like now my happiness is in the group
yeah,
or it's in a connection with someone else.
yeah,
It's like I get distracted with the
yeah,
world. Like it's like, oh, now I've got to find a way to connect with others.
yeah,
And it I get distracted in the activity and in the connection with others and in
yeah.
relationships. And it's not in relationships. Like I'm finding that my happiness is not in relationships. It
No.
it can it can like the feeling of joy can come up, but
Hmm.
then it goes away again.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, no, it's not in the relationship. That's not what I'm looking for. And
yeah.
it's and then I go to another one and another one and another one, thinking it's there, it's over there, it's over there. It's like, but it always ends up feeling empty
Yeah,
for me. And I look at other people and they're in relationships and they look happy and they're fulfilled. And I'm thinking, how is that possible? Like I don't even understand how that happens. It's like, where is that fulfillment? I don't, it feels a little bit out of my reach.
yeah. Well, I think the fulfillment is here first. And I see couples that are happy because they're not deep like we are. And so
How do we
they're
know that? Like,
well, we don't know that. We
yeah,
don't.
because I have a friend who's very deep. We spent a lot of years together, but I was never attracted on a romantic level. And I could never find that connection that I really wanted, but we could talk deep.
Yeah,
And that's where it had a limit. Anyway,
yeah,
so but then now he's found somebody who he found true fulfillment in, and they're both happy.
yeah,
And I'm wondering, wow, but that ends. Like, I don't trust relationships to last forever. Like, I don't know
right.
why, but I just don't. I just think, oh, well, it's just eventually going to end. because
Yeah.
you're going to get bored of each other, or it's just what keeps people together is, I don't know. It's kind of like a searching. I still think searching, people still keep searching within the relationship too to find the next happy thing they can do together, the next happy thing they can do together. Otherwise, they get bored together.
Yes. Well, and are they emotionally satisfied? You know what I mean? Like not just finding happy activities. That's great to have a lifetime of happy activities, but I left a relationship because it was emotionally dead to me, right? I needed the emotional, I
Connection.
needed
It's
something
it's actually
more deep for
emotional
me.
intimacy. So
Yeah.
there's two things that we get feeling we connect. It's finding a connection with in relationship. What is it? It's emotional intimacy and shared activities,
Yeah.
shared experiences. Those are the
Yeah.
two. Shared
Yeah.
experiences and intimacy.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, and but is that the so are we trying to solve that problem? Because what's the
To me, those
problem?
both seem external in a sense, even the emotional one. We're relying on someone else to make us happy. We're relying on someone else to give us activities. Um, if you don't have that sense of peace here, you're not going to have it in anything.
But why do we keep looking then if we found it? If we found
We
happiness, then why do we keep looking?
do
Are
we
we
keep
looking?
looking? I don't keep looking.
Oh, you're not looking. You're not searching.
No. If I bump into someone and it's going to work, however that looks, fine. But if not, I'm not looking.
Interesting. I always
I'm
have a
not
feeling
looking
like the
because
whole everybody's searching for something.
I just wanted peace and I have it. So why would I muck about? Why would I muck about? Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Interesting.
I just need
I
God in
have
my
an
heart.
assumption that you're still seeking. I don't know. That's my perception.
Yeah, no, it would be
Interesting.
nice. It would be nice to have a partner, but I'm not actively seeking.
Okay.
It would be, I swear to God, he'd have to either walk in my front door, I'd have to bump into him in a grocery store or a store or on
Yeah.
the street, which would be weird. But no, I am not actively looking.
But the thing is, can you actually seek without feeling like you have to seek? You know what I mean? Like just like I've been enjoying going on dates. It's not like I'm actually seeking anything.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying the dates for what they are.
right?
There doesn't have to be an outcome. It's
Yeah,
just it's just the moment, like what we're doing here is enjoyable,
yes.
right? It's not like we're looking for something, some outcome.
And I think um, every interaction we have, whether it be a person, place, or thing, is an opportunity to feel feelings, which heals you. And
Mm.
relationships are like that. And that's
Or
not
they
why
bring
I'm
out the
not seeking
feelings,
them.
right? They bring out the
But
feelings.
I'm ready and willing to feel what I feel to heal my generational stuff. But I don't need a partner to feel fulfilled and have enjoyment this life.
Right. And we don't need relationships to actually feel, to heal.
Right.
'Cause usually relationships are the tool, right?
Or the
To
trigger.
heal. Yeah, they're the tool, the trigger and the tool and the means
Yeah,
to which to feel feelings, to trigger our feelings and to heal our feelings, but they don't have any other purpose except to heal ourselves.
exactly.
So if okay, I'm getting it. I feel like I'm getting something. And so it's so it's not really looking for the to the relationship for any other purpose except just to either enjoy it or drop it. If there's no enjoyment in it, there's no use in having it.
Exactly. Unless it triggers an emotion of something, anger, upset, um, something. And then even if you can't do it in the moment, because sometimes it only takes moments to feel your feelings. You
Yes?
can just say, hang on 1 second here. I just need to feel my feel, whatever, however weird you want to be about it. But or you can postpone it and go home and go, what was I feeling there? And what, you don't need to make a story out of it. That's what I've learned. There's no story. You just felt something and it felt
Yes.
awkward. And where do
Yes.
you feel it in your body? And then you recognize it. And then that never comes back
Right. Because it's healed.
because it's
Because it's
healed.
met. It's met.
And
Like
in
you
this
meet
now
it.
moment, which is also the past and the future and everything else, it's healed generationally. It's healed um, in your family, in every, and that's how we're one. When we heal those things, whatever it is, you're healing your niece, I'm healing you, I'm healing Kelly, I'm healing the kids, I'm healing my neighbors. They just don't know it. And that's why when we're in a loving state, like I've said that before, if we're in a loving state, it helps everybody. Same with healing all the things that we need to heal. And it's just about feeling your feelings. I've had such miraculous things happen to me by just going, wow, that feels like shit. What is it? Okay, I feel it, oh, there it is. And I just go, okay. And my little person here, I don't know what to do with this because that's where they all come from is I don't know what to do with this. I'm little and this feels big. And you're like, oh, thank you. And this goes away. And my little girl goes skipping over to the monkey bars. Like that's how easy it is to heal
It's
the
a
weird shit that's
reparenting.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like to make it complicated, but it really is very simple. And we don't, relationships are only there to trigger things to heal. And
Right.
there
They're
is
not to
nobody
bring
else.
us fulfillment.
Yeah. And there isn't anybody else. Everybody is a reflection of what we're going through.
Yeah. I do I've done a lot of work on myself to know that.
Yes,
That
definitely.
whatever
Right.
is unhealed in you will show up in the other person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
But
and
relationships aren't required. Nothing is
right.
required. There's nothing to
Noth-
do.
there's nothing to do. There's nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. The thing is, I feel like I understand that, but I feel like other people don't. So I have this feeling like they need something from me.
Yeah. No.
I always feel that way. And it causes me to go back into an old pattern to please them.
Yeah.
And then once they're happy, then they can move along. Like they don't
Yeah.
need me anymore. And then I have
Yeah.
this sense of relief. Like
Yeah.
there's no more clinging on to me.
Yeah. Needing
But
something from you, sucking your energy or demanding
but I feel
something
like
from
that's
you.
how I help people, right? I help heal them and then then they can leave me. Go away now. Bye-bye.
Well, maybe that's also healing a part of you that you haven't recognized yet. You haven't solved
Yeah,
your
like I don't know
problem
what the
there.
problem is.
Yeah.
The problem of separation, which is really the only problem,
Yeah.
has already been solved.
Yeah.
So it's just a belief that the problem is separation. But
Yeah.
that belief is is not real,
That's right.
right? It's not actually real. It's imagined by
Yeah.
some.
Everything's imagined. This is all an illusion. All the people you meet, all the interactions you have, everything we have
Mhm.
is only meant to have something, I
Yes,
believe, something come up to be healed, to
yes.
go
And I
back
get
to your,
glimpses of that, like that's my direct experience. And then other times I feel like it's just another belief. Like the belief in separate, like we're not separate, that can become another belief system.
hmm
And then you're just living by that belief. But we want that direct experience
yeah,
of real connection. And that connection is not being afraid of anything. It's like just facing everything as it comes up.
yeah,
We don't have to go looking for problems.
no,
But a certain uncomfortable feeling, and usually that uncomfortable feeling is it feels like it's a search for something. I don't know what that is. Like the search itself is kind of feels like a problem. Like what's the search for? Like why are we searching?
searching for
Like,
what? Nothing. There's nothing to search for.
But it looks like the world is searching
Yeah.
in all of the stories. But
Well, and
that's
that's all
just
the
another,
programming to never be content with what's happening here. We need someone to make us happy. We need someone to hold our hand when we're sad. We need someone to give us a hug when we're feeling like
but isn't
unsafe.
that just a perception too?
Yeah, that could be a perception,
Like, how do we know that's even real? Maybe
right?
that's just an unconscious projection
Right? Could be. It could be.
and make it convince us that it's real. Convince us. That's what it feels like. The whole world is trying to convince me that everyone's looking for a solution. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, why is everyone looking for a solution? It feels like maybe that's an illusion too,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to trick the mind into thinking
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's really trying to convince us that there's real problems.
Yeah. And there aren't any.
It's wow, this is
I even
really
said that at lunch yesterday. My one of my students that doesn't live here anymore, his parents are here and we went for lunch and the usual, conversation, and then it got into the current event kind of stuff. And his wife is a teacher and she got all the shots and she's like, everybody's got them all. And I said, no, I know hundreds of people that don't.
mm,
And I said, and this isn't to make you feel bad. You took them because this is your life's journey and what you're supposed to go through, good
mm,
or bad or whatever it is. This is just your journey. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I don't feel bad, right?
yeah.
I'm not bringing it up for except that the father has had stomach problems ever since he took the shot, and so I gave him a few, healthy odd tips to solve the physical issue. But he's like, what, borax? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird that you would put soap in your food, but there's a chemical in there that adheres to and it's like, who cares? Just do it and don't do it, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with what we're going through. We're just all searching for where we have meaning, but we have meaning here right now as we are perfectly made.
Yeah. 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 That's how we recognize that there is no problem. Like
Yeah.
there really isn't, but the belief in one causes us to search.
Yes, and also we like to be right. So of course I didn't take the shot. And you are wrong for that's not a solution either. That's not even nice. But
Yeah, no,
you know,
it creates a sense of separation again. Like I
definitely.
I didn't, you did, all this stuff. And belief in sickness as well. Like, oh, if you
Yeah.
do this, you're gonna get sick. Like,
Yeah.
is that a problem? Like, what is the problem?
There are no problems.
Right? It's always about the body. The body always has to find a solution to
That's
its
the ego.
problems. Yes.
That's the ego. Because
And the
that's all it
poor,
has. That's all
yeah,
it has is the body to muck about with. And we let it.
yeah. And the body is not having its own problems. It's a slave to the mind, and the mind is the one that's sick in a way.
Yeah.
Sick with its own belief that there's a problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yeah. Because
just the
I
real
look at my
there's no problem.
meditative states and I go, the only time, well, it's not the only time. I feel very peaceful a lot of the time. There's definitely times when it's chaotic and I definitely avoid feeling my feelings because I still do that. It's a I don't know why. I
Well,
prefer to go
no,
to sleep
that's
instead of looking.
honesty. It's just
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah. But there's really, you know, we aren't sick because we're not a body. So we like to create stuff and,
Yeah, we're creative.
make
Yes,
it
creating
chaotic
stuff.
and make it hard and make it sad and make it anxious. Like I get anxious because I'm like, when is this earthly shit, going to end? Well, probably when I die, right? There's going to be chaos here always. And I just want to have a nice life. I just want to have a nice life. So, um, I just want to, the lady spent some time with yesterday that was just happy. She reminds me of the childlike innocence. Like she just
Hmm.
It's just so simple to her. Like her husband worries about all the worldly stuff. She just has this innocence and simplicity about her that I want, because she's just like, oh, this is so cute. Like this is so cute. I like this. And it's like, oh my God, I just love, it's just such and I don't know what it's for. I'm not concerned about what it's for. I just think it's really cute. And it's just the
Yeah,
innocence and the
yeah,
simplicity and the joy and everything.
yeah, yeah.
It's just
And
like,
the need to
oh,
verbalize everything that you like. Like there's a lot of people that verbalize everything, and I've been feeling like I've been verbalizing a lot,
hmm,
um, because that's a need I have. Like we all have these needs because eventually, what's the verbalization for? To hear ourselves? Like,
yeah,
right? Like everything, oh, I want to be seen. I want to be seen. I have to verbalize everything so I can be seen. Like there's lots of deep seated needs that we seem to have that we're not even aware of.
exactly. And
And
relation, and then I come along and I trigger them, and you're like, why do I need this thing?
well,
And
it's
you,
because I feel like I need to see you. Like there's an obligation to see you for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like because you're verbalizing what you like and what you don't like, and you're just verbalizing. You're just coming out of your mouth.
yeah,
The thing is, those kinds of things trigger me because I don't know why. What like it's like, do I need to agree with you? What's I don't understand sometimes what I'm listening to, right? And there's
yeah.
some sort of obligation or something coming. I have to meet something in you, even though there's nothing to meet.
There's nothing to meet.
Yeah,
I'm just triggering you because there's stuff you need to experience for whatever reason.
but I don't know what it is.
Feel
I
your
want to know.
feelings. And what the reason is irrelevant. It's just, oh,
It's
Anne's triggering me again. I feel it in the pit of my stomach. Okay, I'm just going to feel the pit of my stomach.
okay.
I don't need to know that it's a thing.
It
You don't need the story.
all it is it's a resistance.
Hmm.
It's a feeling of trying to push it away. But why? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point in pushing anything away?
Yeah, it's
But
just going to
that's
come
just
back
what's
and back. And
happening. Maybe I just
yeah,
want to feel resistance.
maybe.
I don't know because it's just a feeling of,
And resistance is resistance of separation. I don't, I'm not making
yeah,
that sound
no,
right, but
a resistance. There's just resistance.
resistance
And
isn't
is that a
togetherness.
problem?
It's a problem.
It's not a problem. Feeling resistant and wanting to push people away or push things away, that's not even a problem. It's just an experience. And I can feel that feeling without
Yeah,
resistance
yeah,
and go, oh, actually, I feel resistant. Like, okay.
yeah.
And there's not a
Your
problem.
little
It's not,
person who didn't know how to deal with it is going here. I don't know. This is too big for me. I'm
mm,
little. I don't have the tools to know what to do with this. Here, you're the big person. I'm giving this to you. And that's just honoring yourself. That's
yeah,
honoring yourself.
yeah.
And then you won't feel resistance.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to make something happen that doesn't need happening. There's nothing needs to be made to happen
Yeah,
to get rid of anything.
yeah,
It's just an admittance. It's like a confession. It's like all we're here to is to confess in the moment what's happening in the moment.
yeah.
And that's it. We don't have to have a story.
Nope.
Yeah. There's no problem then.
There's no problems. There's no
The
problems
problem
because
is, yeah.
yeah.
The problem of
But our ego
separation.
likes to make it a big thing and some project we need to dissect and, pull out little bits and go, well, what's this little bit about? Well, it's all redundant. Just feel
Yeah.
what you feel and move on. And I don't even want to make that sound like it's it's not easy sometimes. We don't even know we need to do that. We're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fighting this resistance or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and we don't even think about what to do with it. We're just, I need to do
Yeah.
something with this externally.
I
I need
think
to eat
my,
an apple and it'll go away or whatever, right? Or a chocolate bar and or have a shot or whatever, a shot of tequila or something to
oh,
make this feeling go. No,
yeah,
I don't
numbing.
mean,
It's a
yeah,
numbing,
numbing. Yeah. I don't like the feeling, so I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to
right?
go for a walk and avoid it. I'm going to,
Yeah, the
whatever.
avoidance of the feeling perpetuates the feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is a fun adventure and I forget that it's fun because I have the feelings too. Like, oh, I read or saw or did something. It's like, oh, that doesn't feel good. But I don't sit and go, okay, I'm going to feel that. I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk and avoid it.
Well, and sometimes that actually feels good while you're just feeling the feeling and walking, like
Yeah,
at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This
We're
says in number
funny
six,
human beings.
huh? Yeah. And number six, all this complexity is but a desperate attempt not to recognize the problem. So we're just constantly in resistance to the made up problem so that the made up problem can appear as a problem, as a real one.
They're all just distractions.
It is, it's just, oh my gosh. If
Everything
you
is a
could,
distraction.
yeah. If you could recognize that your only problem is separation, the belief in it anyway, the feeling of it, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer because you would see its relevance. So you would just, again, feel, because that's all we can do. We're, that's all we can do is feel
Yeah,
and believe, really.
yeah,
Believe something, think something, and feel something.
yeah,
That's all we can do is feel it.
yeah,
I mean, we can go into the stories, but I think that the stories is the distraction device to
yeah.
keep the problem so that we don't see it.
Alive and well, which is the ego's job, right? Just to bring up all this stuff and make it bigger than it is, and it never is.
And looking for solutions in someone else. Like the whole problem of relationships, it's complex.
Yeah.
I've been learning a lot about attachment styles and how we become attached to others in childhood, and then how we perpetuate that throughout our whole life. And we're constantly in suffering. People are suffering in relationships,
Hmm.
but it's of their own making, but they don't see. They, I mean, I didn't see like until the problem gets just too extreme, and then you just leave the relationship. There's just
Hmm.
no, there's nothing in it that you want.
Hmm. And you haven't taken the time to feel your feelings so that they dissipate because we don't know what we don't know. I had a 13-year relationship from 20 to 33. And I wrote in my journal, which I still have, if I spend one more minute in this relationship, I might as well kill myself. Like
Hmm.
I'm just so emotionally dead.
Hmm.
Everyone would tell me how much Richard loved me. And I'd be like, I don't see it. He drinks all the time and he, would play golf and he does whatever he does, whatever he wants. But I
But
don't
that was
see
his
him.
joy,
That
right?
was his joy. But he doesn't give me a hug. He didn't meet any of my needs.
That's
What
what
are
I
my
mean. But what
needs?
do
I
we
didn't even
need?
know what my needs were, but it was
Right.
like he met
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like we're looking for connection in another person.
Yeah.
We are dependent on another person for our happiness, but that's what it was trying to teach us.
Yeah.
Like you're looking in the wrong direction
Yeah.
for happiness and fulfillment.
Hmm.
So once you find it within yourself, do you think you could have stayed?
No.
Okay. Because there was nothing he was supplying you with. Like, do we feel like relationships should supply us with something, give us something?
I don't know. And I'll think about that. But if I was a more healed person or a more whole, I won't say healed because there's really nothing wrong with us,
Right,
but as a whole person, then I wouldn't need him or anyone else.
right.
So I
We
probably
already
still wouldn't
don't.
have stayed. I just don't need the headache of having to clean up after somebody and walk their dog and
Right.
like
So
I
he, yeah, yeah, I get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
make the meals and I that's not my traditional role. I'm not traditional, I
Yeah,
guess,
you
but
didn't want extra activities to do, obligations.
yeah,
Because really we don't, we, other people's, that's for them to do. Like
yeah,
we don't need to do their stuff.
yeah,
We're only here to do our stuff,
yeah,
right? But that's in relationships, it becomes unbalanced, right? Sometimes
yeah.
we're
By
just doing too
the
much.
programming in the gender roles, well, you're the woman, you do the laundry, but I work full time too, right?
Right. And he was
So
looking for a mother, probably.
maybe, I don't know. I haven't talked to
Someone
him
to
in a
take
long, long
care of
time, but
him, right?
yeah. Well, we were young, right? That's what we did back then. Now it's like,
Oh yeah. You're the caregiver, like really, you're the caregiver of the
yeah,
mother role, and he just gets to play.
and provide.
Oh yeah,
He can
provide.
provide.
He can
Yeah,
provide. But
yeah.
yeah, that doesn't sustain relationships in the end.
No.
Because we
And
wake up.
really, that's why I keep asking people, why did you have kids? Because we're supposed to.
Well, n- well, it's that need for connection with another human being.
Yeah,
We want to feel connect. Like that's why you bring in people into your house because we want a sense of like we don't want to feel like we're all alone all the time. We want to have human connection, like easy human connection, joyful human connection. It's like,
do
right?
you mean the kids or my events?
Your kids, yeah,
Yeah.
because you didn't have your own, you right? Do
Yeah, I
you,
didn't have any.
right?
Yeah.
So you still, but you feel like having children, even though they're not blood children, th- it's the same thing. Well, why have
Hmm.
them around? It's the
Exactly.
same. For me, my kids are really the only ones I feel like I have healthy relationships with.
Yeah.
They're free. We have joy together. Um, it's easy. It's fun. It's fulfilling.
Yeah.
But I don't, that's it. that's it. That's all there is.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
and what more do I like? What more? Like there's
Yeah.
this idea thinking, oh, there's something else out there. There's something more. But there isn't.
Yeah. There isn't.
It's always just, it's just a feeling. And then I just meet it. I meet myself wherever I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
that's the solution is just to meet us. It's just to meet ourselves
Yeah.
whatever we're doing, wherever we're going, whatever we're feeling, just to meet
Yeah.
ourselves in that moment. What's on your mind? You want to talk about it? Or how are you feeling? Would you like to share it with me? Like, and you were talking to ourselves
Hmm.
as if
Exactly.
we're loving ourselves,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like therapy.
It's
It's therapy,
without needing another person
right?
and without the story. Because therapists always, they're like, well, tell me about your childhood.
I know.
Or, what, I don't know. I've never been to a therapist, but, they want the story. The story is irrelevant.
Well, that's so they can find out what your attachment style is. If they're attachment therapists, then they can see
Yeah.
your patterning and you
Yeah.
can become aware. That's all. It's just to
Yeah.
become aware of ourselves. But if
Yeah.
we are already aware of ourselves and we
Yeah.
are aware of our feelings, we don't need a therapist out there. And we don't have to
Exactly.
pay them and support them in their life because like I've had enough of trying to support other people like what they need all the time. Oh, they
Yeah.
need money. They need me, so I better go every week so that they can have their weekly supply of money. Like I'm not here to I'm not there. I'm not here for at their service.
Right.
No, that's not the that just becomes psychotic, like kind of a pathology in itself. People pleasing.
Yeah.
They just gotta, they need people to survive.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm supporting them now instead of them
Yeah.
supporting me.
Yeah.
And it's turned around. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, I don't think people even think about these things. I feel like I'm the only one.
You and me then. You and me then.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. The world doesn't owe us anything, and we don't owe the world anything. And if that really is the solution, yeah, it's let me recognize the problem so it can be solved because it's already solved.
Yeah. The
Just
problem of
didn't,
separation, which is the only problem, has already been solved.
and let us recognize that. Like that's the only problem is it's not recognized.
Right. Yet
And
the
that
solution is
recognize.
not recognized because the problem is not recognized.
That first paragraph is all we needed to read.
That's right.
Like I think these long drawn out lessons are for the intellectuals that just want to overthink, which I
Well,
am.
it's funny. I have a bookshelf over here and it's called, let's just pick one. Um, Light is the New Dark. Well, how much can you bullshit about making a whole book about that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole lot of repeating in different
Yeah.
ways
And
and
I think
telling stories.
it was just the person's joy as he was writing it, or
Yeah,
she. I mean, it was just in the joy of writing and
yeah,
becoming aware, and
yeah.
then a book was written. But it really isn't. It's done.
It's
Like
done.
once something's done, you don't have to go over and over and over and over it again. It was just for the joy of it. It's not really to learn anything. It's
Yeah,
just in the joy of creating.
yeah, yeah,
And yet we have all these books that we think there's some real knowledge in there that's going to make us happy or
yeah.
fulfilled or something. And it's
Or
like,
we'll be
no,
smarter, or we'll be more right, or we'll have more information that nothing means anything. So, but I'm still not going to pitch my books just yet. But
no, no, because we still feel like there's a value in them over there.
yeah,
The
yeah,
value's out there. And
yeah,
it's like, but it's not. It's actually just the recognition is in here
yeah,
that we've lifted every rock in the world, you know. We've looked
yeah,
under every rock. Like I feel like I have.
yeah.
And and yet am I fooling myself? Am I still looking? Like I wonder sometimes thinking, am I fooling myself? Am I still looking but I'm not. I'm pretending I'm not. Like I have to be really honest. Like we even self-deceive
Pardon
ourselves
me.
and we don't even know we're deceiving ourselves.
So this other sentence is required in this lesson too. If you could recognize, it's about recognition, the last sentence on that page.
Oh, the last sentence on the page?
Yeah, like
Oh, down at
w
the bottom. Okay.
recognize. We need to
If,
recognize as well that we
if you,
think all these other problems are,
right, right. So basically, we're just going back to the drawing board in every moment,
yeah,
the clean slate. It's like,
yeah,
oh, my slate's been just messed up. Like, look at the mess. I can't understand anything on it, but I can just go back to my clean slate.
yeah.
And it's like,
That's
oh,
called being in the now moment,
I'm
clean
like, if
slate.
you could recognize that your only problem is separation, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer because you would see its relevance.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. This has been very helpful and joyful.
Helpful and joyful. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
But there's no story. Like, I think I want to attach a story to it,
hmm.
right? So then I go, oh, yeah, that's the joy. So I'm just going to keep going back to that so that I can keep feeling the joy. But the mind just wants to cling to something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And think, oh, that's the source
yeah.
out there somewhere in the book or in a person
Right?
or whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
but it's just coming. The joy is just coming without a story, just like sadness comes without a story,
Mm-hmm.
or fear comes without a story. It's just
Mm-hmm.
coming. Oh my God, I feel like, yeah, okay, yay.
Yeah. Yeah. I say to people sometimes when, because I do this too, I forget to feel my feelings. I like to avoid. So, in restaurants or diners, they put the recipe, your your food order onto a little thing and it rotates around.
Yes,
When you don't feel your feelings, it just comes around and it's random. It's not like always in order, but it's like, oh, there it is. It's time to feel that. And when you avoid it, it just goes back on and
yes.
spins around until it
Yeah.
comes back.
That's
And
a
when you
really
feel
good
it, it's
picture.
a finished order, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's a finished order.
Can I share another analogy that I just, it just showed up in a conversation with John yesterday. It's like playing cards with people, and
Hmm.
you have your handful of cards in your hand, and you're not showing them to anybody. You're not like, you know how they look at you, they go, and you
Yeah.
keep your
You're
cards really
holding your
close,
hard cards close,
close to your heart. The thing is, you don't even know what you're holding either.
right? Because
They're
you have to
so
keep
close,
looking.
you forget that you even have cards.
Yeah.
And those cards can be played, but a lot of times we're just too afraid to play the cards like it's like the card is for courage or whatever, and we don't like, no, we're just
Yeah.
going to shrink away, or we don't we forget that we have the cards, and we don't want to show anybody our cards either
Yeah. Exactly.
because it's too embarrassing or it's too shameful. Oh no, I
Or
can't
too
tell them.
vulnerable.
I've got this fear card, and I'm like, no, I can't show them. I'm afraid. No, no, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And pretty soon you forget that you even are afraid, but it's a pathology. It becomes like you got to try to be this perfect person. But you got a vulnerability card, but you're not showing it.
Hmm.
And you just,
Right?
you're holding it all the time. It's like that wheel. It doesn't come off and be looked at. Let's put this card on the table so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
What's so shameful about it?
Exactly. We've
Like, why are
created
we hiding
shame.
it? Why are
Yeah.
we hiding it? Like, let
Yeah.
us look at it. And that's this lesson. We think that that card is a problem card,
Yeah.
and we can't get rid of it. Every time you try to get rid of it, it's just in your hand again. It's like, ah, like,
Yeah.
I don't want it. But there it
Yeah.
is.
There
And
it is.
eventually, when we finally acknowledge it, recognize it for what it is, lay it on the table without fear or shame or guilt, then it's released finally.
Exactly. And it's actually the story, like as you were saying that, it's actually the story that adds the guilt or shame onto it. It's just
Yes,
a feeling.
it's
It's just a
just a
feeling.
feeling. And just to confess it. Like,
Yeah.
I am feeling very like overwhelmed. Like that other day I was overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed or feeling, but it's, if I blame myself or others, it's going to perpetuate the problem in
It's
both
back on the
people.
ring.
It's back on the ring again,
Yeah.
right? And I
Yeah.
think that, that was a huge breakthrough for me, just to confess a feeling,
Hmm.
because I have this idea behind it that
Yeah.
I have to maintain a sense of an image
Yeah.
in the world, it's like a reputation, or it's an image that I uphold, right?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
mask, and that mask can't come off. Like, and if it does come off, I'm gonna die or something. It's like,
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
or I'm gonna be left all alone or something. And it's like, but we're already alone, so we have nothing to lose by
Yeah.
sharing our feelings. We have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Freedom is another word for nothing to lose, nothing left
That's
to
right. Yeah.
embrace
Thank
the
you,
freedom.
Janis Joplin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where our courage comes out. Courage comes from is we finally realize that we can say something, and we're, even if we don't get met with validation or approval or acceptance, it's still going to heal us,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's right.
We still see ourselves, we're still showing up, with this feeling, and we're still acknowledging the feeling. And it doesn't matter if anybody sees it or not,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
It's not
It
for
doesn't
them.
matter.
It's not for
Yeah.
them. It's for us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow.
And as you do this kind of work, people can't help but change as well. It just may not be as obvious, but
Yeah, you
it'll,
just might be bringing up tons of fear in them to the point where they can't ignore it anymore. And I think that's the role you played for me.
oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, like we all
As
play
we
roles
heal
for people.
ourselves, we heal those things in others too. So there's nothing that, like, as you become courageous and share your truth, we we change too
Yes,
because we're connected. That's just how it works. So even your sisters will change too as you heal those things.
yes, yes.
They have
I
no choice. They won't even
I
know that they're
did.
doing it. They'll just be more accepting one day.
I didn't know what their role was in my life. I didn't really know. I thought it was they're supposed to be there to protect me, never betray me, love me, blah blah blah. But no, God God's been like I feel like the voice has been telling me no. Their role is to trigger you so that you can go
Yeah,
deep into your feelings
yeah.
and recognize your feelings, love your feelings, acknowledge your feelings, never betray your feelings, never abandon your feelings. Because I was always
And then
thinking
let them
they were
go.
the ones who were abandoning me. But
Yeah.
really, in truth, I was abandoning my feelings,
Mm-hmm.
ignoring my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It was like, it was, it was
It's a
there all
relief.
along.
Yeah. It's a relief. Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
is here to
They're trying to
trigger
show
you.
us what we're ignoring in ourselves.
Yes. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
store clerk, the crazy driver,
Yes.
the bird that shits on you. Everything is here
Yes.
here to trigger you,
It's like, what am I
to
to be
heal.
what's the indicator light for? Like, what's the trigger? What am I like? It's to feel it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's for and then the mind goes, but why? Right?
Why's not required.
No, it's not required. Why is a distraction?
Why is the story?
Yes, why is the story? But why creates a distractional story?
Exactly.
It's
It
like,
segues you away from feeling your feelings. It's like, why do I feel this way? Well, who cares? You feel this way.
right.
You just feel this way.
Yeah. Like if I was a little child and my dad said, don't ever talk back to me again, right? If I could have just had words for my feelings, but I didn't
Yeah.
have the words. So I suppressed them. But
Yeah.
if I now I can replay it in my mind and go, Daddy, you're scaring me, right? I
Yeah.
feel scared. He
Yes.
would have snapped out of his pathology in that moment because he loves me. I
Yeah.
know that he loves. He would have went, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like he would have snapped out of his controlling behavior.
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of it. I would have felt my feeling, acknowledge it and verbalized it.
Yeah. You don't
And
even need to verbalize it except to you.
yeah, but when you're a child, don't you feel like you have to say your words like uh you don't have to say
You
it?
didn't have as no, it's no different than as an adult now. You just didn't have the tools to feel your feelings. It just felt big and scary.
Yes. And but I didn't know
And you
what they were
and you
for or what I was supposed to do with them.
exactly. And that's why they get stored is because you don't know what to do with them. It's too
Oh,
big and hard.
and all they wanted to do was be felt?
Yep.
Like that was the
That's
only
why I
purpose?
that's why I do this. My little person, I'm feeling a feeling, and it doesn't matter what the story is. I'm here. It's too much for me. I don't know what to do with it because children don't.
Right.
Okay, as the higher self or my whoever I am now, thank you for trusting me. with your feelings. I'm just going to take them from you and feel them for you. And we'll do this together. Thank you for trusting me as the higher self, the bigger person, the whatever.
Mhm.
I don't mean the bigger person like I'm
No,
better.
I just think it's the voice of truth or the
Yeah.
voice of love.
Thank you for trusting me. I will feel this
Hmm.
and we'll be okay, you know? And then, like I
Yeah.
say, my little person has now felt the feeling. They feel safe, they feel heard, they feel whatever. And then they go off to the monkey bars or wherever they're,
Right. And then they're free again.
they're
They're
free
free
again forever,
forever.
forever from
And they can
that
come and
thing.
go as they please. They don't haunt, they're not haunting anymore. They're not
Yeah.
haunting energies. Like
Yeah.
because they feel like a haunting energy.
Yeah.
They just haunt
Because
me
it's a
all
big
the time.
feeling and you don't know what to do with it. So it's like, oh, I'm now afraid or I'm sad or anxious or whatever. So I'm just going to tuck that away because that I don't feel safe to feel this right now.
Mm.
Children don't have the capacity to, some do, I suppose, or
But
some
also
feelings you can do.
the permission or the acknowledgement or the recognition or just they don't know that all they have to do with it is to look at it or feel it or acknowledge it and
Yeah.
go, it's just there, but it doesn't have a purpose other than just to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
There,
But
there
when your
is no
dad
other
says something
purpose.
like that to you, you don't feel safe to say that back. I mean, some kids probably do, but you would, it's not safe to say that to your dad because he's angry. So you're not going to say, Dad, you hurt my feelings, because he'll be, oh, I don't care, whatever, because he's in that moment too. So it's not a safe time or place or
Yeah.
whatever
I
to,
thought my safe place was to just, the safe thing to do was to suppress. That
right?
was
And it's
safe,
not. Yeah.
right? And it felt safe in that moment because he was happy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't like disruptive feelings in
Yeah.
himself,
Oh, of course, that's the generation. They
right?
don't.
And
Yeah.
so they make sure that their whole world is suppressed.
Avoids, avoids everything.
Yeah, everybody needs to suppress all their feelings so that I can feel, I can stay suppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you dissect it that way, it's insanity. That is insanity.
Yeah, and it's a pathology that he didn't even, it wasn't his life purpose to awaken, in a way, like awaken his
Yeah.
feelings and feel his feelings. It was
Yeah.
for the next generation to do it.
But if he was, yeah, but as we heal everything.
Yes. And he's healed now,
Yeah.
like in his older age.
Yeah.
He's having feelings and I'm having feelings and I'm sharing my feelings all the time with him. And
Yeah.
it's all healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
And but
beautiful. How absolutely
there's
beautiful.
still people that make me afraid of my feelings.
Oh, of course.
Right? And I feel like I don't want to be around those people because I still feel like I can't be myself or I can't express my feelings. I feel like there uh I choose there's still a choosing to suppress them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's all about. I don't
And
know.
it's, and it's recognizing that you do that. I still do that too. And then I go, oh shit, I'm supposed
So
to feel my
there
feelings.
is a one like in the last there's one person you use as a target for your grievances to hold on to your feelings and suppress them and lay the grievances aside and look at him. Like, did you do that yesterday?
I didn't do it yesterday, no.
Oh,
But I had some revelations about that too. But, you
yeah,
know, uh,
there's definitely revelations because what we're talking about here is, well, if that's the only purpose is for them to trigger our feelings, what is that feeling that's so terrifying to feel? About what does that person bring up in us? Like, I'd like to
right,
know.
right.
Do you know what the feeling is?
No, it's individual. And I get a lot of anxiety, especially in these days, right? Anxiety where my stomach's upset and I want to barf and I just feel really icky and
Okay.
I avoid it. And so it comes up a lot. And for some reason, I don't feel that one. I'm not ready. I'm not judging either, but I just know that one day I'm going to be ready and I'm going to feel those anxious feelings and I'll feel better. And I'm not
Yeah.
doing it to feel
But
better.
do we have to be in the company of that person to feel the feeling that they
No,
cause?
no, because it's
No.
just a feeling. And
So
just being with that person creates a story again. It's just a feeling you're having.
yes. So why can't we heal? Why can't we heal it in the
I don't
moment?
know.
Oh,
We can if we remember to do that. But there's some feelings that I forget. And it doesn't matter. I just go, oh, I'm not ready to feel that. It's not even conscious, right? It's like, oh, I feel anxious and sick. I'm just going to go lay down and go to bed. Well, just feel your fucking feelings, right? But I choose, I don't understand. I don't even know this why.
we don't know what we don't know.
We don't
We
know what
don't.
we don't know. So yeah, I just go to bed and I'm like, okay, I feel better now. That feeling has passed, or I throw up. Like it's ridiculous, but I'm like,
So it's
what
it's
is,
really deep. It's
could
a
be?
really
It
deep
might not
feeling.
be. It just could be a
Oh,
fear
maybe
around that feeling, right? We're not gonna, nothing's big. No feelings are big. We've just made them big.
big. Yeah. Yeah, we made
Yeah,
them big. We made them
yeah,
into big monsters and giants.
yeah, yeah,
Huh. That's why there were giants in the past. I guess maybe the projections created giants and now they're gone.
yeah. Who
No more
knows?
scary
Who?
giants and big scary dinosaurs and
Exactly.
dragons and all these scary big monsters. Like
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
just
crazy.
imagined.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
Thank you so much. It was very illuminating.
Yes, thank you so much for today too. I was really tired this morning and I thought, oh no, I'm just going to get up and yeah, because it's
Me
yeah,
too.
and we can sleep in the weekend. So,
Yeah, I had a feeling like I didn't want to do the call this morning. And I checked in with myself and I said, why don't you want to? And I felt like I wanted to avoid something.
right?
And I'm now that we've talked it all out, it's wanting to avoid feelings
Yeah,
or the unknown.
yeah,
It's just facing the unknown.
yeah.
And it always turns out really good if we do that.
I know. We're brave and courageous. We've both
But
overcome whatever dumb thoughts, and not judging them dumb, but
right.
the ridiculous thoughts we had before coming on. Just do it anyways. Do it mad, do it scared, do it
Well,
whatever.
I'm afraid of hiding now. My biggest fear is hiding. Like I like literally, if I feel like I have to hide from anyone, I don't want to be in their company.
Yeah,
So that's kind of weird.
yeah.
It's like, ooh,
No, it's a common
I
reaction,
don't like
people.
feeling like I can't be myself
Yeah,
in other people's company. I don't like that feeling. Like I feel
yeah.
like I'm in a hiding place and I feel separate and
It
unseen
doesn't
and
feel
stuff.
good.
Doesn't feel good.
Doesn't
But
feel good.
and yet here we are with the course material has helped us feel seen again.
Yeah. And to
So,
be real,
and to be
which is
real.
why I want to have these meetings in the morning. This is real.
Yeah,
This
it's
and
real. And it initiates it brings out it's like peeling the onions,
yeah,
layers of the onion, it peels it off. It's like an
yeah,
invitation, it's like a door opening and going, it's an invitation
yeah,
and it's a safe place.
yeah. And we're healing as we go, and we're healing the world as we go too. And we'll have a be in a loving state naturally by healing all these things that come up that trigger us. It's healthy,
Interest-
it's brave.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And it's happening whether we choose to do it or not. It feels like the choices are already made too.
right?
Whether I
Yeah.
come on a call or not, I'm like, I don't even feel like I made that choice. It just happened.
And that's the sneaky part about healing. And your sisters one day you'll find will be very different just
Yeah.
because you've done the work. And you'll be
Yeah.
like, you'll reflect back and go, my one sister would never have done or said or thought or believed that. And here we are. And it's just because you've done the work.
One of my sisters, I'm connecting with, like I'm connecting with you. We're going into our deep feelings
Yeah.
and we're doing our own work.
Yeah.
So her realizations, she's coming to me with her, her shameful cards that she never
Yeah.
shows anybody. And I'm sharing mine, and there's this lightness that comes out of it.
Yeah.
And it feels
It's
good.
healing. It's healing
Yeah.
the relationship.
We're seeing that our own cards are like the healing is just looking at what we have that was so scary and just showing
Yeah.
somebody else. Like
Yeah.
here, I'm showing you my ugly parts, my scary parts.
Yeah.
And but only
That's
because
so
we're brave
brave.
enough to do it.
Yeah. And I do it too. You share your bravest parts or your ugliest parts. And how brave and courageous is that? Like, that's miracles. That's the miracles.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.